This is probably a bad idea because of the traffic. Anyway, haven't been able to upload to the site Depletion Curve for four months because I have this project that just fries my brain late in spring and summer. Anyway, so I have a list of things I want to do to catch up, and let me first swing the camera around. And this is the neighborhood, uh, Arlington Fuel Oil Company. Now, this place, when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, most people, this is how they heated their homes. They got fuel oil. A truck would come and fill up their tanks. And now it's all gas. And why is it all gas? In my opinion, it's all gas because the U.S. has run out of easy to access heavy oil. So it just said, hey, listen, we're going to build in the infrastructure for methane and the refrigeration units, pipelines, whatever. We're going to switch to gas because we're running out of oil. That's my opinion. And of course, they sell it by saying that gas burns better. It's better for the environment, whatever. They were saying that a long time ago, even before the Al Gore stuff. Anyway, so I thought it'd be a nice thing to do this in front of this Arlington Fuel Oil Company, which I don't know how long they'll be in business for. So I just sort of wanted to say that I guess one of the problems I have with doing this depletion curve stuff is that my whole life I've enjoyed economic growth through fossil fuels, and I don't see any super visible signs of that changing. I mean, it is changing, but I don't see any signs. So when I talk to people about it, they're just like, I don't know. I filled up my car last year, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I don't see why I can't fill it up tomorrow. The prices go up and down, but everything you're saying, I just don't get. And then there are two main questions, right, that I'm trying to I try to answer. Many try to answer. When do we physically start running out of fossil fuels? And that's a complex question, right? Because even though I think we're physically running out of heavy fuels, right, it doesn't mean that with Venezuela or other places that we could get back to peak production in those. I don't think we will. And then the question is, do we even need it? Why do we even, if we can heat our homes to, methane, why do we need it? But anyway, that's the first question. Physically, what are the reserves at? Where might we plateau or go down? I think we're at the plateau now. Again, I don't know. But the second question, and this is even more important than the first question, is when do people panic and recognize that it's a depleting reserve, that we are going into a degrowth economy for the foreseeable future? When do they start hoarding, oil and gas? When does everybody just, again, when does the economy grind to a halt because everybody panics? That day will come too. And again, don't know when. So even if we were in peak oil or past peak oil, let's say even past since 2005 or whatever, even if we're going down, does it really make a difference if people don't, the behaviors don't change? Even if we keep going down another 30%, but nobody gets, nobody really adjusts their life or change their lifestyles because of it for another 20 years, does it make a difference? I don't know. And I'm 64, so a lot of the stuff that I'm looking at, I don't think I'll live to see it. So for me to predict, this is when peak oil is physically, or this is when we'll actually psychologically panic about it, what difference does it make? And the other final thing about that is that isn't it something to be proud of? I enjoy predicting what's going to happen in the stock market, right? Oh, buy this stock or that stock, and that's fun because it's cyclical over my life, right? Yeah, the economy gets overheated, it goes down, it goes up, but this is not going to be like that. This is going to be deplete forever. There's no coming back. So it's basically, saying, I told you you have terminal cancer, and I'm going to sit here and say I told you so every day, right? There's no pleasure in that. I don't want to know myself. But anyway, I do believe we're in a plateau. And I do believe that it's because we've gotten super efficient at extracting and transporting oil and gas. And, fracking everything, computer systems, everything is so efficient that really is good at getting that last drop. So, and again, don't know how long will this plateau last. And, I wish I could I can get interested a little bit in predicting month-to-month oil and stock market and stuff like that, but I can't stick to it because I fundamentally just don't care about money in that way. I'm sorry. And you know what? I don't believe most people do either. Okay, so I believe that Ukraine and Israel, these are all happening because humans have realized subconsciously that growth is over, and they're panicking, and they're now like trying to grab land and grab this and that. So I do think it's a weakness of the global economic growth based on coal, oil, and gas that's depleting, and everybody knows it. So now they're trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to make up for it with muscle, right? So Russia's like, okay, I'm going to get Ukraine. I'm going to control the pipelines. I'm going to control the ports. I'm going to control the resources. And, that's sort of what they're thinking. Israel, same thing. They have an internal problem with the Hasidic, the Haredi Jewish populations. I think a lot of people in Israel are poor. And the government, instead of saying, hey, listen, global slowdown in oil and gas, and we don't have any oil and gas. Well, we have some gas, right? But even our gas is depleting off the shore, and we're going to need some gas off Gaza. So, but we're not going to tell you any of that. We're just going to basically blame it on the Palestinians, and well, we all know what's happening with that. So, I just wanted to do a quick video to explain why I haven't uploaded anything in 4 months. I'm going to try and stop uploading again. I have been writing articles off and on Medium. So if you go to my depletioncurve.com site, you can find a list of those stories. And so I'll bring those stories here. And, in the short time I was running Depletion Curve, I got many comments from those of you watching, which I really found really fascinating. And as you know, I read some of them on. So yeah, I mean, it's even for the starting, I sort of enjoyed the quote, like-minded people discussing this issue, because it is fascinating. But again, ultimately super depressing, right? Or maybe not. Maybe in some ways, I think I'm happier without growth. I like, I'd rather things be going down a little bit. I think humans are happier too. I don't think we're happier with this. We have to have this growth expectation where, again, it's causing violence now. I think it would be better if we had a simpler lifestyle. So I'm not, against, I don't think it's necessarily going to be a bad thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time.